Hi, back to my tutorial. So in the previous tutorial, uh, I've shown you the security engineering, and part of the security engineering tutorial is we have the live demonstrations. So in these demonstrations, in this video, I'll be showing you the demonstrations with the case study of Hack Me Bang. And the background, Hack Me Bang version 2 is the application that simulates a real-world web services enabled online banking, which was built with a number of known vulnerabilities, right? So it allows user to attempt real exploit against web application, thus learn the specifics of the issues and how best to fix it. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is the testing types. So I'll be showing you manual exploration testing, then dynamic analysis or DAST, runtime tests, and then static analysis, which is also known as secure code review, right? So let me show you this one. I'm gonna close this presentation and I'll be opening my, so this is my so-called virtual machine used for me to demonstrate the what do you call this, the vulnerable application. So this is my Hack Me Bang version 2. So first I'm going to show you this manual exploration. Yeah. Now let me zoom this one a bit so that you can see. Yeah. So in a manual exploration, what you need to do is you'll be acting as a malicious user or a malicious threat agent who is trying to what do you call this, break the software. Yeah. And you will need to know where to actually find and break the software. Like for example, you can start with the login. Yeah, as a normal user, or I mean, sorry, as a malicious user, you might think about how to actually bypass this, login screen. So, for example, like I can search the internet about, let's say, SQL injection. Yeah, let me see if I can access internet from here. Google. Yeah, I think I can use it. So here, let me just find a SQL injection cheat sheet. Yeah, so I can see some cheat sheet, for example, by this port swinger or even NETSParker. Yeah, let me see the second one. Okay, so let's see, login. Let's search for login. I think I'll be checking NETSParker. Let me see. Say login. Yeah, see this one. Let me search again. Yeah, bypassing login screen. How can I bypass a login screen? Yeah. So for example, here by using, so again, just search SQL injection cheat sheet and search, select the first, what do you call this, result here, and search for login. Control F, search for login, and you can click on bypassing login screen, and you can see the SQL injection 101 login streak. For example, let me try using this one. Okay. So just copy this and then put the same, or you can put any password you like. Let's say 12345, 12345, and see we can actually bypass this by entering any password you like, or even no password at all. Bingo. Yeah, we got in. Okay, we were able to log on without even knowing the password, right? And then later on you can try to explore this application manually by selecting, for example, like my accounts. Yeah, just select here. I can see that I have two accounts, platinum and silver. Click, let's say, view transaction. Yeah, and go back and then select view transaction on the silver account. And do you notice that here, yeah, this is actually the field which you can actually change. Yeah. You can do something called parameter tampering, something like that, which allows you to actually modify the last digit of the account. Like, for example, you just type from 1 change to 2, for example, and you can even type, let's say, 3. You may be able to find or see transaction details from different accounts. See, I'm logging on as Joe Villela. I was able to look at other accounts. 4, keep on changing to 5, for example. Yeah, something like that. And then you can go to transfer fund, see if we can actually change something. Yeah. In this case, I'm not using any proxy tool or HTTP proxy tool like Paros or Burp Suite or Zap proxy. I'm just using my normal what do you call this, exploration technique. Let's see if I can transfer from one account to another account by using, let's say, or by changing the amount, like for example minus 100. Can I do this and put a command like oh, it says enter positive integer value, or let's say 0. Can I do that? Okay, and put like script, for example, alert XSS. Yeah, this is actually an example of the script task for us to be able to find or I would say to quickly find cross-site scripting vulnerability. Yeah, let's do the transfer and see if there's any. It says that integer value. Okay, let's say just put it something, let's say 10, and then just leave the script alerts. You can even copy this for a while and do the transfer. Yeah, there's no error here. Let's go to posted messages, for example, and then type something like test, and you put the same script and see what happened. Yeah, so we got new message, pay bills, post message, and here just change the message to script and click post message. Is there anything? Okay, none. Yeah, let me refresh this. Okay, and the message keep on showing. Yeah, but none here. Yeah, so this is just an example of a very short testing what do you call this technique called manual exploration or manual testing. Yeah, so most often you need to manually test the application just to ensure that the vulnerability being identified, let's say earlier, let's say using web application scanner or static analysis, can be validated. Okay, so let me just log out. Yeah, and then don't forget that we have, this is our website. Yeah, so let me show you the second demonstration, which is the dynamic analysis or runtime test. So runtime test is very simple. All you need to do is yeah, you can close this one. Yeah, let's start again just to get the correct link. Yeah, let me just go open Foundstone Hack Me Bang, and can copy this and then open our tool. I'll be using this tool called application. I'll be using this old Acunetics web vulnerability scanner to do the to do the dynamic analysis. All I need to do is select new scan. Yeah, I can scan this login. Yeah, based on this one. Click next and next and next again. As easy as that. And if you know the username and password, you can definitely enter this. Yeah, this will allow you to use the legitimate user to be authenticated by using HTTP authentication. Yeah, so I'll just leave it blank, meaning that I'll be using anonymous user for testing, and then click next and then scan. Yeah, so as easy as that. Yeah, so this Acunetics will scan the code, the running code based on the URL given, and will show you the vulnerabilities being found. Yeah, very quick one. As you can see, the module progress is about 56%. You have to wait for a while. Okay. Almost. Yeah, of course you can stop the scanning if you want. Yeah, okay, it will be quick, few minutes. Yeah, and notice that while scanning you can actually see the SQL injection being found. Yeah, about 6 in website/apx/login. Yeah, with the username and password, right? It has 3 variants. Yeah. As you can see that in my previous demo, I was able to find SQL injection vulnerabilities. SQL injection vulnerability as well as cross-site scripting. I believe I forgot about that. Yeah. So there's no cross-site scripting yet. Yeah. So, but if we are done with the scanning, almost done. Just wait for a while. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, almost done. So we got other type of vulnerabilities found here. User credentials are sent in clear text and so on, directory listing, but they are not actually high. Yeah, so leave it as is. Okay. Now I forgot to mention that this particular let me just open up the Foundstone again. Yeah. According to the documentation, we can actually do the gray box or even white box testing on this one. According to the documentation, this Hackney Bank has a component, called web services. See this one? It is actually a web services. Let me see. Yeah, see this one? Web services enabled online banking. So meaning that this particular application has a component, called web services. Let's see. Okay, so I just changed this into /w. Originally it was like a website. Now we can try to change this, let's say by WS. Of course I know this one already since I read the documentation. So sometimes the documentation about the software that will be tested will be given by the client or by the organization. Yeah. So in some cases, you may not be able to get this, but in this example, I'll be showing you that the web services are there. So all you need to do is change the link to Hackney Bang version 2 WS. And then when you press enter, you will see web services. Just click on the web services here. And you will see that we have 3 web services: account management, user management, and users community. So let's try to click on the account management. Yeah, it says that blah blah blah, create account, say it's supported, create account, execute SQL query, and so on. So basically the web services, if you look at the definition of a web service or web services, yeah, is generic service offered by electronic device. Yeah, so it's actually using XML. So it will take advantage of the XML or JSON, right? Which is actually the JavaScript object notation. Yeah. So it will allow you to create an object-oriented web base, yeah, that will interface to a database server, right? So for example, here we have found that we have this web services are available. So we got 3 web services: account management, users community, and user management. So let's try to click on this one and then copy the URL to our scanner. So in the first test, I was just testing the front page of the website or the application. The Acunetics vulnerability scanner here would allow you to scan using different techniques. So let's select File, New, Web Service Scan. So it allows you to actually scan the web services. Yeah. So in case you have the web application with web service or web services with web services enabled, all you have to do is copy the WSDL URL, something like this one. This is the WSDL. Yeah. So this is actually the WSDL. Okay. Right. So just copy this one and put it into the scanner. This one. And then start scanning. Oh, something wrong. Let me try again. I'm not sure on this one. Let me see if I can actually restart the it's actually based on Microsoft. The web server running is the IIS. So let me just web service extension. See, we got here web server. I can stop and then restart it, and then well, if there's any problem, I could also try to reinstall. Let me just open up the installation folder, sources, and then Poundstone, Acme Bank, and then web services. I will remove this and then reinstall it. Okay, let me see if we can look at this. Same thing. Copy this one and put it into a scanner. File, new web server scan. It is actually the same thing. Just click next. I'm not sure if the web service is running. I might need to. Let's see if we can also scan others. Let's just copy this and do the scanning. File, new web server scan. What's wrong with the web service? Something wrong with the web service. Let me just close this one. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can fix it. Nothing wrong here. Let me open up the Google and put localhost. I'm not sure why is it not running. Let's do the scanning again. Yeah, one more time. If not, I'll just proceed with the. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, no web service is running. Okay, let me go to the snapshot and refer back. So this is the good thing with the what do you call this, the VM. You could actually refer back to the original image before you made any changes. Yeah, let it run and take a while. Okay, so we can log on. And then, so this is actually a clean image of my testing machine. Let me try again. Let's browse using Firefox. You can use Mozilla Firefox or even Chrome. Let me just open localhost Hackney Bang. Okay. And then let me try to do the scanning again using Kinetics. Just close it for a while. Oops. Yeah. And then wait. New web server scan. SDL URL is already there. Click next. This is the correct one. So as you can see here, we got web services running. One web service running, service WS account management, which consists of different modules. Yeah, and yeah, different calls. Yeah, again, let me just open up Mozilla and okay, where's my Mozilla? Okay, So localhost this one, and then let me change this to WS instead of website. Now you can go to the web services and click on the account management. So as you can see here, WS account management is the web service that handles create account, execute queries, get account details, and so on and so forth. A lot of things can be done here. Yeah. So it is actually an XML web service that will allow you to call the function that and also connects to the database. So this is the one, and then let's scan. So it will once it is running, what you can do is you can just scan, and you can see that it has a lot of different modules. And then let's just next, and start the scanning. And you can see that all the web service here will be shown. Yeah, account management one, SOAP and account management software 1.2. Yeah, so here, and we can also find almost the same problem here, SQL injection. Yeah, just leave it for a while. Yeah. So while waiting for this scanning, Akinetics Web Vulnerability Scanner scans the web service on my Hackme Bang. Let me show you the third demo, yeah, which is actually this one, static analysis. Yeah. So to start this, let me show you something here. I have collected all of the source code of Hackme Bang into this folder. It's actually written in let me see, I forgot where I keep this one. Let's have a look at codes. Hackme Bang, yeah. And WS, yeah. So web services, yeah. So we got this account management, and then let me check the classes. So here, so this is our code here. You can right click and then open up using edit with Notepad. Yeah, so you can see this is one of the let me cancel this, one of the code that handles the SQL call to the database. Yeah, so let me just close this one, and let me scan this code, yeah, by using yeah. So let me just put it somewhere, copy this to let me go up to temp, and then CS. Yeah, I think yeah, CS is already here. Just copy this, yes, to overwrite. Yeah, and then let's scan this Z temp CS with the static analysis tool. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to scan it using an open source static analysis tool called Yeska. Z drive Yeska. Sorry, tools Yeska. And I got two versions, Yeska 2 and Yeska 3. Let me just try Yeska 2. Yeska 2. So what you need to do is, sorry. What you need to do is just type Yeska, and you can specify the directory or folder where you store your source code. So Z temp, and then CS, where I actually store all of my codes for this Hackme Bang. Let me scan this. Yeah. And then as a result, Yeska will actually produce one folder called Yeska on the desktop. All you need to do is uh, click Yeska folder. You'll see one report created. Yeah, Yeska dash report something something, which is actually the date. Yeah, and double click this one to see the result. Yeah. Now, this is the result of our static analysis. As you can see, that we got a lot of uh, errors, yeah, or I would say bugs, yeah, SQL injection, yeah, on payment providers.cs line number 21, yeah, data factory line number 30, 37, 42, and so on, all related to SQL injection. We also have others like potential sensitive data visible. Let me check payment providers.cs line number 21. So you need to open up the folder. Let's go to let me just open up Z drive, temp cs, and then type payment, yeah, providers. Right click and open up our Notepad++. You can zoom this one. Yeah, you can go to style configurator, and then you can enable, let's say, font size to 16 so that you can see this. So line number 21, let's have a look. Oh, okay, so it starts with this one. Yeah. So let me explain this. Line 21 here, as you can see from Yeska report, it is stated that string external payments, external CC payment transaction insert into blah 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 is vulnerable to SQL injection. Yeah, so we found the code here. What about the data factory.cs line number 30? Let's open up data factory cs line number 30. Yeah, line number 30. Yeah, here. Yeah, string query. Yeah, as you can see also from or based on this Yeska report. So Yeska was able to identify several SQL injection potentials or vulnerabilities in the source code that I what do you call this? I put into Yeska. So all you need to do is just type Yeska, and then you specify the what do you call this? The target folder. Yeah, Yeska will do the scanning and then show you the result. Yeah. So what to do next? Yeah. So based on the example here, first you'll need to find the exact location of the potential vulnerabilities, and then the next one is you'll need to fix this one based on the secure coding practices. Let me show you an example of a secure coding practices. Yeah, like for example, okay, yeah, code review SQL injection. Yeah, so with the C++ or C#, for example, here. Yeah, so for example, if this code is vulnerable because of this string SQL string here allows the attacker to actually inject. Yeah, and the second example also show the same thing. Yeah, also allows attacker to inject. Yeah, in order to fix this, let's have a look at this one. First, you'll need to use the regex, which only allows valid ID with 1 to 8 digits, And then the next is you'll need to call the what do you call this, the function that will allow you to get the credit card information from a SQL database. Yeah, so for example here you can call the SQL command with the SQL connection string. Yeah, now let's have a look at the SP get credit card. Yeah, which should be written in SQL command. Yeah, let's have a look. Just an example. Yeah, yeah. So this is just a query procedure where you also need to declare the variable, and then you create a select statement here in this procedure, and then you execute the query. So all you need to do is call the query, which could be something like called get credit card, or something called DBO do query. You can create different names for this. So the idea here is to only allow the query to provide the input of numbers only, yeah, 0 to 9, right? So this will make your application more secure, yeah, than before. Yeah. Another example is this one. Yeah. Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah. Let me just close it. Yeah. I would recommend you to have a look at this. Let me just go to Amazon. I would really recommend you guys to actually have a look at the book called 24 Sins, if I'm not mistaken, software security. So deadly sins. That. Yeah. So this is the book that I used to explain about programming flows and how to fix them. Yeah. So in this book you will learn more about how to actually fix the problem, how to quickly identify vulnerabilities related to application by doing source code auditing, or a static analysis. Of course you can use this kind of tool such as Yeska here to scan for vulnerabilities. Yeah. All right. So now, beside the Yeska, you could also use the tool called RIPS, but yeah, perhaps I'll be showing you the tool that will scan PHP application. Yeah. So the name of the tool is called RIPS. Just Google it, you will see RIPS. Yeah, it's a vulnerability scanner. Yeah, here. So RIPS is a PHP security scanner which will allow you to find the most common vulnerabilities in software, such as command injection or command execution, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and so on. Yeah, so this only works for PHP. Yeah. And then back to our scanner, see if we got, yeah, I think we're done with the scanning. Scanning is done, finished. So we found, wow, 54 SQL injection on our functions, yeah, based on our WS account management web service. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 functions, or I would say yeah, it's actually function. Yeah. So, and then we also have the blind SQL injection, yeah, 34, and application error messages. We did not find any cross-site scripting here. Although, of course, we can do validation if we can actually find um, cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. Let me just open up Foundstone again. And let's see, single quote or 1 equals to 1, as I've already shown you before. I can put any password to bypass this login screen, and then go to, let's say, posted messages. Oops, see, we found cross-site scripting based on our previous example. Yeah. So again, this is what you need to do. Let's say we just call it a task2. You can put script, let's say, alert XSS found, and then click post message. Bingo, we got cross-site scripting. And then you can try again. Yeah, it shows me the test 1 or the previous test, but not test 2. Let me log out and then log in again using single quote or 1 equals to 1, put any password, and then click submit. And see, okay, yeah, see, this is what we found. Yeah, cross-site scripting found, meaning that I was able to test this or to identify cross-site scripting, but notice that cross-site scripting was not actually found in our, scanning result. Even if we scan the normal, let me just close this one. Yeah. Anyway, we have seen the result, right? So we got 3 high vulnerabilities: SQL injection, blind SQL injection. Yeah. Let me try to scan again the website just to prove that the where is it? Let me just close this one and then rescan using Kinetics. Yeah, so login, quickly scan this. Okay, again, notice that here, based on my previous example, manual exploration, we found cross-site scripting vulnerability. Okay, and this posted messages. Okay, but when we do the scanning here, okay, let's wait for a while. So when we previously did the scanning, and I'm repeating this task so that I can show you or prove to you that we do not actually detect any cross-site scripting using this. Yeah, it happens. It happens quite many times. Somehow we do not actually, or we are not able to actually detect cross-site scripting with the scanner. But when we did the manual exploration, you might want to, or you might be able to find this type of vulnerability. Okay. Yeah, sometimes we need to do revalidation, yeah, to ensure that vulnerability exists. Okay. So Yeah, it's going to take a while to scan this. We have to wait for a while. Hang on. It's gonna take about 2 minutes. Yeah. Of course, you can actually use different scanners. Yeah. Like for example, let me just close everything here. Do we have? Okay, let me just use Zap. Yeah. This is also another scanner, or I would say a vulnerability scanner that you can use to scan for web application vulnerabilities. Yeah. So just start this. All you need to do is copy the link. Oops. Uh, Localhost. Yeah, here. Copy this and then put it here, and then let's select attack. HTTP. Okay. So now I'm actually showing you on how to scan using let me repeat the task. Scan. Yeah. So beside using commercial software like web vulnerability scanner here, yeah, I'm using Akinetics, the older version. Yeah. Oops, where is it? Yeah. Beside using this Akinetics web vulnerability scanner, you could also use the open source ZAP, yeah, OWASP ZAP attack proxy. But of course, you can't really compare the result. Yeah, I would say that the result from the commercial vulnerability scanners would be much better. Okay, so let's get back. Yeah. So as you can see here, up to 22%, I do not see any cross-site scripting listed. Yeah. Okay. So that's actually the case. We scan, we do not find any cross-site scripting, but in the by using the manual exploration method to validate the existence of vulnerabilities, we can find cross-site scripting, which is actually not listed in Akinetics vulnerability scanner result. Yeah, so that's is something that you need to take a note. Yeah, many different vulnerability scanners sometimes do not really detect the existence of different vulnerabilities, so be very careful on this. Yeah, so I think it's gonna take a while. Because if it is there, if the cross-site scripting exists, it should be listed immediately. Yeah. All right, so I've already shown you manual exploration using manual way of executing the application as the malicious user or threat agent. I've also shown you how to do dynamic analysis using scanners, scanner like this, Akinetics vulnerability scanner. I've also shown you how to use Yeska as an example of the static analysis tool to scan for vulnerabilities in your codes, and also shown you the examples of code that could be useful to to help you on fixing vulnerabilities. So basically changing the way you do programming, yeah, based on the secure coding best practices would help you to reduce the number of vulnerabilities, yeah, in your application. Yeah, it's almost done. Yeah, let me just leave it for a while. Yeah. uh, while waiting for this to finish, oh, almost. Okay, so while waiting for this to finish, let me just show you an example of other tool which can be used be used to scan for your web application. Like for example, NETSParker. You can use this NETSParker. Yeah, this is a web application security solution which also allows you to scan for, you know, numbers of vulnerabilities uh, in your web application. You can also use something called, let me think about it. You can use the, I forget the name, SonarQube. Yeah, this is also, yeah, this is actually for continuous inspection, code quality, yeah, bugs, vulnerabilities. I'm not sure whether this SonarQube is free, but I heard that they have a community edition. Yeah, same like NETSParker, you could actually download the community edition of this NETSParker, right? And a lot of other vulnerability scanners available in the market. Yeah. And for the static analysis, you can try to use this RIPS. Yeah. Yeah, the new one is called RIPS, the technology leader. Yeah, in static application security testing. It allows you to test your PHP, yeah, codes. So far, they only support PHP, if I'm not mistaken. You can also use what else? Check marks. Yeah, this is also application security testing and static analysis tool. Yeah. Then you can also use Veracode scanner, which will allow you to also scan for vulnerabilities. If I'm not mistaken, Veracodes support dynamic analysis as well as static analysis. Feel free to check OWASP top 10. Yeah, to, you know, get more information about the list of the most common or the most seen application vulnerabilities, right? Okay, then yeah, I think the scanning is done. But see, I haven't seen any, or I do not see any cross-site scripting there, right? So this scanner failed to actually detect cross-site scripting. Yeah, perhaps it is because it's a very old scanner. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right. So I think that's the demonstration on the testing type, manual exploration, dynamic analysis, and the static analysis. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and if you have any question, let me know. Email me, contact me by any means, and I think that's the end of my tutorial for the dynamic analysis and static analysis, all demonstration, right? Okay, see you again.